Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40k universe. I am your host Gershwan and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue with more viewer requests as we get into the Tau Empire. Now just as a reminder, if you have any suggestions or you guys want to hear about a certain topic, please comment down below with suggestion followed by the topic that you guys would like to hear about in later videos. Let's get into 40 facts about humans in the Tau Empire. The gue'vesa, which literally means human helper in the Tau lexicon, is the name that the Tau have given those humans who have willingly joined the Tau Empire. Many gue'vesas now fight alongside the fire caste on behalf of the greater good. They even take up arms when required against their fellow humans of the Imperium of Man. The ethereal caste of the Tau understand that the best path to survival in the face of the Imperium of Man's colossal war machine lies in the peaceful absorption of Imperial worlds and assets wherever possible. In pursuit of this objective, the Tau water castes have launched many diplomatic missions with varying degrees of success in turning Imperial citizens to the service of the greater good. The Tau face steep opposition in their efforts, as most humans of the Imperium displace a fierce hatred of all Xenos and abiding belief in the human supremacy of the Imperial Creed. Some of the water caste's initiatives have resulted in the smooth transition of Imperial planets to a new allegiance to the Tau Empire, while others have unleashed the full wrath of the Imperium on the Tau. The water caste is in charge of the diplomatic ventures taken in the name of the greater good. They are in the forefront of the cultural assimilation of Imperial citizens. Knowing every victory of diplomacy spares them a potential costly military campaign, the Ethereals and Water Caste attempt to appeal to every level of Imperial society by emphasizing the many different aspects of the greater good. To broaden the appeal of membership in the Tau Empire, the Tau guarantee protection from Imperial retribution to rebellious planetary governors. They also promise the nobility who control planetary commerce, lucrative new sources of income, and new technologies in the Tau Empire, where they will be free from the mandatory tithes and excessive bureaucracy of the Imperium. The Tau also promise that all humans will be allowed to enjoy the freedom of religion, so long as the practice of that faith does not conflict with the greater good. This is a freedom that is unimaginable on the Imperial worlds, where rigorous adherence to the Imperial cult is always enforced. Perhaps the most alluring aspect of the greater good to the common Imperial citizen is the belief that all those who contribute toward it have a meaningful and valued place within the Tau society, in place of the relatively low value the Imperium places on individual human life. The Tau seem to believe that everyone has a place and everyone matters. A perfect example of this process occurred during the Taros campaign, when the desert mining world of Taros was annexed by the Tau Empire. Not only did the population of Taros not oppose the move, since the world had developed an extremely lucrative trade and strategic ores with the Tau, but the Tarosian Planetary Defense Force actually fought against the Imperial forces sent to reclaim the world for the Emperor, as the gue'vesas shoulder to shoulder with their new Tau allies. Many of the gue'vesas can trace their origins back to the Damocles Gulf Crusade, when the First Imperial War against the Tau grounded to a stalemate. The Imperial forces decided to retreat and redeploy their troops against a much more pressing threat in the eastern fringe of the galaxy, namely the Tyranid High Fleet Behemoth. The withdrawal was so fast that many troops of the Imperial Guard were simply abandoned in Tau-controlled regions of space. Oshava, or Commander Farsight as he is known to the Imperium, gave these humans the option of joining the Tau Empire, an offer that most accepted. They were treated well by the Tau, and were even allowed to continue worshipping the God Emperor and maintain their faith in the Imperial cult, though their version of the faith was purged of any fanaticism and xenophobia sentiment that were commonplace in the Imperium. As time passed, these humans and their children turned from being reluctant converts to enthusiastic believers in the greater good. They now hope to spread the greater good and what they view as the extraordinary benefits of the Tau Empire to all of their fellow human beings across the galaxy. One such Imperial soldier was Jankum Slovas. Slovas was formerly an Imperial guardman in the 19th Bridlock Dragoons. He was listed as missing in action after the regiment was left behind in Tau space during the Damocles Gulf Crusade. The regiment surrendered after its commissars allegedly died in combat. Decades later, Slovas would front a Tau propaganda campaign describing the fair and humane treatment human prisoners of war could expect to receive if they surrendered to the Tau military. He would later be branded as excommunicate traitorous by the Imperium for heretical interactions with Xenos, a fate often shared by nearly all Imperial citizens that joined the Tau Empire, regardless of their position in the hierarchy of the Imperium. Gue'vesas are now a common sight in the Tau Empire, especially in the western portion of the Empire in the Segmentum Ultima that borders Imperial space, and several can even be found on the Tau homeworld of Tau. In general, the gue'vesas are content with their position in the Tau Empire, and treated well under Tau rule, but still often worship the God Emperor with a more moderate set of beliefs. These humans maintain colonies in Tau space and are provided with advanced Tau technology to survive on the frontier. They have some manufacturing capabilities and can produce things ranging from farming tools to copies of the standard Imperial pattern of the lasgun, which they use to defend themselves against the dangers to be found on a newly settled colony world. The Tau have been known to show pictures of these gue'vesas contently working in their new homes to other Imperial humans as proof of the many benefits awaiting any Imperial citizen who devotes themselves to the greater good. In times of war, the Tau provide units of gue'vesas with advanced Tau weaponry, such as pulse rifles, pulse carbines, and other more specialized Tau equipment. These human troops then serve in the Firecast Auxiliary. These auxiliaries have become a respected part of the Tau military in the border regions of the Tau Empire, where they fill a tactical niche between the barbaric Kroot and the mainstay of Tau empires, the Firecast warriors. Hylock Freemen are elite gue'vesa auxiliaries used by the Tau Sept of Velkin Han in the Jericho Reach. They are hardy men and women from the planet Hylock 4, another abandoned Imperial colony, which joined the Tau when their empire expanded into the Jericho Reach. Coming from a high-gravity world, the Freemen are short and stocky, but are heavily armed and armored. They are often used by the Tau as shock troops to break open holes in enemy formations. Not all humans accept Tau rule widely or eagerly, the same way that the population of Tauros willingly joined the Tau Empire. For example, many humans on the Tau-controlled world of Cronus resent or outright resist the Tau for 200 standard years after the world was initially conquered. Human on Tau violence was not unknown, with a notable example being when a man styling himself as an Imperial commissar murdered 2 Earthcast workers in front of a mob of humans, and then incited them to riot. Such people are not referred to as gue'vesa by the Tau, instead receiving the derogatory name gue'vla, which translates simply as human. These rebellious humans are often removed from the population as to not allow their actions to spread into the rest of the population. If a violent human has a prestigious role within the human society, the Tau are known to sterilize and brainwash them to become a compliant citizen. The daily life of a gue'vesa depends on the world in which he lives in. If the Tau absorbed an agri-world, the gue'vesa will experience a relatively similar life to that in the Imperium, but with much more freedom. Farmers will be expected to produce the same amount of crop yield as before, but not the rigorous routine of worship. On a hive world, the human inhabitants will be freed from the constant pressure of producing imperial tithes, but will still instead be asked to fight for the Tau Empire. For a much greater number of hive worlds, living under the Tau rule means the ability to leave their hive world and explore the Empire. They will always be expected to contribute to the greater good. Caste systems in these hive worlds will more than likely stay the same. The Tau will interact with the humans on the higher part of the Imperial hierarchy, and the lower hives will remain the same. And those were 40 facts about humans in a Tau empire. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make more suggestions like this. You guys come up with better things than we do, so if you guys want to hear about a certain topic, please comment down below with the suggestion followed by the topic like we stated in the beginning of the video. And again, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing. Seriously, guys, by you hitting the like button, it's telling YouTube that you guys want more Warhammer 40k content, and it promotes people like me, people like the other lore videos, mini war gaming, all that great stuff that contributes to the Warhammer community. So don't forget to hit the like button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.